Dear viewers, my dear students, my dear learners, my dear well-wishers, and everybody who are watching my videos at this moment from here and there over the world, I like to congratulate you. I like to thank you from the core of my heart, and I wish you uh, would learn the English language well, would learn the uh, rules and regulations of using this language. So you have to read, you have to go on with your activities, go on with your learning, because you know, dear viewers, that learning is a continuous process, you know. So when you are going to learn anything, you have to have good effort, you have to have put put a great emphasis on your learning. So I can ask you, I can just urge you to go on with my videos or watching my, you should go on watching my videos if you get any time, if you are in leisure time, or if you are in free time, please make the best use of time. So dear viewers, I don't like to bother uh, you. I just like to go on to the topic for my discussions on preposition on, the usages of preposition on. And I like to remind you that my previous videos were on preposition, and I have posted 4 videos on preposition, how we can use preposition, and different aspects of prepositions I have discussed there. I discussed, and also part 4 was based on the use of preposition, and today I am also going to discuss about the use of preposition on. So dear viewers, don't mind, let us get started. First of all, I like to tell you that there are many rules of using prepositions on. So basically today I like to tell you that there is one important rule of using on in the American English. So dear viewers, in American English, that means in the United States, that means in the United States, people generally use on before the word, before this phrase, the weekend. Before weekend, people in America generally use on. So please take a look at the sentence, Mr. Michael will come home on the weekend. Mr. Michael will come home on the weekend, because this is only possible in the American English, not in the British English. But the British will tell Mr. Michael will come home at the weekend. So according to British, it will be at. According to British, it will be at. And according to the American, it will be on. That is encircled here. Please take a look at. So dear viewers, I think you can understand. And now I like to tell you that when we are expressing some electronic media, that means when we are going to express about some electronic media, that means that may be internet, telephone, mobile phone, computer, etc. So before those thing, electronic media, that means computer, laptop, mobile phone, internet, Facebook, email, etc. Before these words we can use on. So dear viewers, please take a look at. He talks with me. He talks with me on the internet, on the internet. He talks me on the internet. Dear viewers, he talks with me on the internet. So how do you see? He talks with me on the internet. This is the medium of sharing expressions, sharing somewhat opinions. So this is the medium. This internet is the medium of communication in this modern age. So dear viewers, you can understand. Or he watched the cinema on TV. He watched the cinema on TV. Dear viewers, you can see he watched cinema on TV. Suppose he watched the cinema, I mean the cinema. He watched the cinema on TV. Or he talks with me on the internet. Or he works on the computer. So you see here, and these sentences, these all are the medium or somewhat devices of making some communications. So electronic media, internet, on the internet, somewhat on TV, on the computer. So we can use on before computer, television or TV, internet, Facebook, on Google, etc. So dear viewers, I think you can understand. So what will be the word or preposition in the gap like this way? He wrote some poems dash the Facebook. Suppose this is the question or this is the gap filling activity. He wrote some poems dash the Facebook, dear students, dear learners. Think that this is a question for you. So what will you use? So if you don't know the rules, you will be somewhat confused. You will not be able to put the right word on the gap. So it is really possible when only you know. So he wrote some poems on the Facebook. He wrote some poems on the Facebook. You can understand, dear viewers. Now I like to tell you that you can use on before horseback. While you are going to any place or any places, getting on the back of the horse, you can use on before horseback. He got on the horseback. So dear viewers, you can see we can use on before horseback. While we are I like to tell you that while we are somewhat climbing or getting on some public transport also. Please take a look at while you are getting on some public transport. That means I mean to tell you that you are entering into some public transport. You can use on. So he got on the bus. what of the bus? That means he entered into the bus and went somewhere. His purpose was to go somewhere, so he entered into the bus. That means we can use on before any public transport like bus or somewhat bicycle. So he was on the bicycle. Dear viewers, you can also write this sentence using on. He was on the bicycle. Or sometimes we can be confused like this way. If you use he went there, he went there, he went there on the car, on their car, on the car. He went there on the car. Do you think this is the correct sentence? No. You may think that this is the correct sentence. He went there on the car. This is really not so. You can't use on before car. You just use on before some big transport. But the transport, if the transports are so little or small in size like a car, you should have to use in. So this sentence will not be correct, but if you use in, it will be correct. So it is in, dear viewer. But I am telling you about on. So I like to just remind you that you can't make the misuse of preposition while speaking or writing something. So you have to have the right information while you are making any communications in English. So dear viewers, and I like to tell you that there are some other rules of using on in our sentences, like while you mean some situations or some destinations on some road, on some specific road or avenue, and there exists something like a house or some shopping mall or community center, etc. So we can use on. Suppose Mr. Baron lives on the 7th Avenue. Mr. Baron lives on the 7th Avenue. So dear viewers, you can see Mr. Baron lives on the 7th Avenue. Mr. Baron lives on the 7th Avenue. This is the specific road. This is the specific road, and Mr. Baron is living there. That means there is a house on the 7th Avenue, and one of the flat or one of the room or in any one of the room Mr. Baron lives. And you can also use before road. You can also use on before road. Suppose Salma lives on the RK road. Salma lives on the RK road. So this is a specific road. RK road, Rangpur Kurigram road in Bangladesh. So dear viewers, you can understand. Or there is a shopping mall on the RK road. Maybe there is a shopping mall on the RK road. On the RK road. So dear viewers, I think you can understand. Now I like to tell you that while we are speaking of two actions, so in case of two actions, generally one action takes place minimum 1 second ago, and in that case that is the pretense. But while we are making the sentence like this way, while we are making some gerundial phrase, we can use on before the gerund. So please take a look at on doing the sum, on doing the sum, or you can say on working out the sum. She went to school. She went to school. So dear viewers, you can see on working out the sum, she went to school. This means that she completed doing the sum and she went to school. That means at first she worked out the sum and then she went to school. So there are two activities here. So if you want to use the gerundial phrase, you can use before the gerund, you can use on before the gerund, I think. Do you think is it wrong? No, because you are using on before a gerund. This is not wrong because it is the rule. Why? Dear students, try to understand. Preposition generally takes place, preposition generally, any preposition or a single preposition generally takes place before the objective form of a noun or pronoun or some gerundial phrase or some gerund or some verbal noun. So according to that rule, it is correct. Now I like to tell you another rule, that is the important rule of on. That is when we mean to live on any planet or like that thing or a species, we can use on. So I mean we live on the earth. We live on the earth. So this is the planet, the earth. The earth is one of the planet. The earth is one of the planet of the 8 planets. So dear viewers, we live on the earth. That means we live on the earth. This is the planet, and before any planet we can use on. And you also use on before on. You can use on before moon. The word moon. Suppose some scientist landed on the moon. Some scientists landed on the moon. Dear viewers, you can understand. According to this rule, you also use on before the word moon, and you also can use on before some planet. Now, I like to tell you that you can also use on before some word, such as while we are giving the sense that we want to go somewhere by walking, or we want to go somewhere, or comes to any place walking, we can use on foot. We can use on foot. Mr. Hassan Mr. Hassan went to school on foot. On foot. Dear students, you can understand. Mr. Hassan went to school on foot. That means Mr. Hassan went to school walking. Mr. Hassan went to school walking. You can say either of these two sentence. Mr. Hassan went to school walking, or you can say Mr. Hassan went to school on foot. Which is the best? Which is the better one? Which is the better one? You understand? I think, and I can surely tell you that this is the very useful sentence, because this is really very fine to listening, and fine to writing, fine to speaking, because preposition is such a part of speech which make the sentence somewhat decent. So preposition has a great quality. It makes the sentence decent, looks like decently. So dear students, you have to understand, we can use on foot, not walking, if we want to use preposition on. And I like to tell you that we sometimes make any swear if we mean the situation. So we can use on to make any swear. Swear. That means take any vow. He swear. He swear. He swears on his word. He swears on his word to do the work. To do the work. You see, dear students, he swears on his word to do the work. That means he is making a swear. He is going to be determined to do the work. That means he has a vow. He has a vow. V-O-W, vow. He has a vow to do any work. So you can use swear on, swears on. Swears on. He swears on his word to do the work. And specifically, there is a verb that is depend, and after the verb depend we can use on. Suppose he depends on me. He depends on me. Also, we can use on after a verb that is insist. I insisted on his going to school. Going to school. Dear viewers, you can see, I insisted on his going to school. I insisted on his going to school. It depends on me. So you can use on after insist, and you can use on after depends. And you can also use on after swears. He swears on his word to do the work. Now I like to tell you that the usages of on is really very important, and the most of the usages or general usages of on I have talked about in this phase, and also I talked about on in my lectures at part 4, and I think really you will be able to use on in your sentences correctly if you learn the rules, and if you have a goal or somewhat if you have any um, determination in your mind, I think nothing will somewhat handicap you on your um, having the success. So dear viewers, dear students, go on learning, keep learning English, and you can watch my videos what I am going to post later on. Please be connected with me and help me by giving like, comments and share. And I think you should take care of your health, because health is one of another important thing. If your health is good, you will be able to do anything good. So keep yourself sound, keep your mentality sound, keep your body sound, and keep reading English, learning English. Till then, wish you best of luck. Thank you, everybody.